or it'll get stolen, destroyed. So you'll be in fear that I'll lose what I have. And eventually you'll lose it anyway. Because everything in the material world is temporary. So there's desiring, there's fearing, and there's lamenting. Kam, bhoy, and sok. These three natures are there in material life. But for the devotee, they have maximum material peace of mind, and they have the spiritual bliss. They have the happiest situation. Whatever they get, they accept it as the Lord's mercy. They work hard, they do their duty, maintain their family or obligation according to their religious codes, with the idea that Krishna should be pleased. So if they get something, they're happy, that's Krishna's mercy. If they lose something, they take it as Krishna's mercy. He wants me to become a little detached. So whatever happens, the devotee takes it as the Lord's mercy. In fact, there's a story in the Puranas about one king and his Pandit. And whatever would happen, the Pandit would always tell the king that it's whatever Krishna does, it's good. So one day the king went out hunting and he lost his finger in the hunt. He came back and he asked the priest, look I lost my finger, what do you think? So whatever Krishna does, it's good. I lost my finger and you're saying it's good? You just say the same thing every time. What kind of a pandit are you? I put him in jail. He's just a tape recorder. He's not a pandit. He's just repeating the same thing like a parrot. Everything Krishna does good. Everything Krishna does good. What is all this? I lost my finger and he's saying it's good. Put him in prison. Enough is enough. So then that king, he went out hunting again. But this time he got separated from his party. And he got captured by some dacoits. The dacoits took him into one cave. And there was a big deity of Kali. And they wanted to do Narabali, human sacrifice. So they bathed him and put him in white cloth, put some scented oil on him, tied his hands behind his back, put him in front of the altar. The priest came out with a big chopper, prayed to Ma Kali, and he was lifting the chopper ready to cut. Then he stopped. He said, Apurna Manush. He's incomplete. How can I offer to Kali an incomplete person? He's missing a finger. I reject this offering. Throw him out. Rejected. Oh, they all took him and threw him out. Rejected. He felt so happy to be rejected. He went back to his kingdom and then he immediately said, bring that priest here. He said, I fall at your feet. I committed such an offense to you. You said that whatever Krishna does is good. And now I realize it. If I hadn't lost my finger, I would have lost my head. But one doubt I have. Without just cause, I arrested you and put you in prison. So how does Krishna do good by that? He says, sir, I'm always going with you. Everywhere. And I don't have a finger missing. So if I had been with you, maybe I would have lost my head. So, Krishna, whatever he does is good, and for the devotee, they have that faith. They put that to practice, practically. Actually, in this material world, sometimes it's very difficult to understand, because the laws of nature are very, very hard and complex. Krishna, although he creates the material world, he doesn't intervene except under very special cases. He allows the things to go on normally according to the laws of karma. But when it has to do with his devotees, then he takes a personal interest, because the devotee has personally surrendered to Krishna and offered his life to Krishna. But sometimes the devotee may think that if I'm serving Krishna, that Krishna should give me things the way that I want. We get sometimes an idea that serving Krishna is something like serving Santa Claus. Whatever we want, we'll give a list, a shopping list, and he'll bring it on a given day, Christmas Eve. But that's not the actual relationship explained in the Vedas. Bhakti does not mean business. In fact, Krishna, when Narasimha Dev offered to Prahlad Maharaj, what do you want? You serve me so nicely, I want to give you a benediction. You can have anything you want. Then Prahlad said, Sir, my Lord, why are you tempting me? Am I serving you as a business person? That I want something from you. That's why I'm serving you. I'm serving you as my offering of love. So I don't need anything in exchange for that. Right? Everybody is working in the material world because they get paid for it. If somebody say, I'll give anybody a job but they do no pay, who will work for him? But in the spiritual world, people are working for Krishna. Even the Lakshmis are sweeping the Chintamani stones just to get the attraction of Narayana, just to get the attraction of Krishna. There are things that are done on the basis of love. So Krishna knows better than what we know what's good for us. But Krishna doesn't fulfill exactly the way we think, because he knows that will not really satisfy the devotee. He'll wait till the devotee is mature enough to get what will really satisfy the devotee. Krishna reciprocates in his own way. Not according to our agenda, according to his agenda. But he'll fulfill our desire. Just like Dhruva Maharaj was worshipping Narayan. And he wanted to have a bigger kingdom than his father. But when he finally saw Narayana, he said, Narayan said, let me give you the kingdom now. He said that I wanted broken glass. Instead I got diamonds. Now I want to simply serve you. What's the use of a kingdom? Kingdom will come and go. But you are so much better than a kingdom. So now I've got you, I don't want to lose you. He said, but you wanted a kingdom. So now I've already arranged for you a kingdom, and you had to be a king for so many years. At the end of that, you can come back to me. So now I'm afraid, what if I lose you? He said, well, I bless you that you won't lose me. You'll remember me and come back to me, even though you'll be having a family and a kingdom. In the Bhagavatam it mentions how after Dhruva, we all know the story, 5 years of old age, when he saw Narayan, but after that he became a grihastha, he became a king, many things happened, and finally at the end of life, he went back to Krishna. So he started his devotional service with the idea, I want to be a king. So that's what he got. But when he got the blessing, he was regretting, why did I desire something? I should have left it up to Krishna. There's a story about one boatman. Nowadays in India, you find most of the boatmen have become motorized. They put these shallow pumps in the boat and attached it to a propeller. In Bengal, they call them butt-butties. But they make the sound. But previously, the boatmen didn't have this motorization. They used to pull the boat on the side of the river by rope. Dartana or something they call it. We used to pull the boat. And alongside the river, the little path was there for them to pull. So sometimes there were thorns, there were stones, it would hurt the feet. So there was one boatman pulling his boat up the stream. And he was thinking, what am I going to do when I get rich? So when I get rich, I'm going to put mattresses down alongside the river where I had to walk to pull the boat. So it won't hurt my feet anymore. Here the poor fellow, he didn't think, if I'm rich, what am I doing pulling a boat? He's so conditioned. He thinks that when I'm rich, I'll put cushions on the path so it'll be easy to pull the boat. Nice soft padding. So this is the kind of logic we use. We don't know what is the reality. We don't know what is the real thing which will make us happy. We speculate, I'll be happy only if this happens. We think, if Krishna blesses me, he'll give me this. And maybe Krishna knows. This is ridiculous. You'll never be happy with that. So he doesn't give what we want. Then we think, oh, why Krishna didn't give me what I wanted? Krishna must not know what I really want, or Krishna must not be there, or Krishna this, or Krishna that, something. We blame Krishna. But Krishna knows better than we know. But Krishna won't give us something that will destroy us. Because if we become devotee of Krishna, he will take a personal interest. Just like there's so many children playing here. Say a child tells a father, I gave this example earlier today, that little 6-year-old or 8-year-old says, I want to drive the car. So will the father say, okay, go behind the wheel, drive the car. Here's the keys. Will they do that? Even the child cries, I want to drive the car. You won't let them, because they'll smash the car up and kill themselves. Say a child says, I want to play with a knife. Give me that razor blade. Will you give? Of course not. But when the child grows up, then he can give the child. When the child mature, knows how to deal with a knife, how to deal with a car, when they're old enough and mature enough to handle it, then you'll give. So similarly, Krishna will give what a person wants, even more than what they expected. Dhruva Maharaj got something more than he expected. He got a kingdom which never perishes. He got a spiritual planet. He got eternal life. Even his father is gone, Dhruva is living on. He achieved liberation and got his spiritual form. And his mother also got, because his mother told him, look for Krishna, look for God. Suniti also achieved liberation. Any parent who guides their children to find Krishna, if the children find Krishna, the parents get a free pass. So Krishna gives, but he will first see that someone is ready. that this is actually what the person really wants. Otherwise, the use. You see, sometimes we go to the devas, give me 1,000. We get to 1,000, it's not enough, give me 10,000. We get to another, give me 100,000. We go, Krishna doesn't like again and again coming. When he gives it, he'll give one time, whatever it takes to satisfy, more than what the person expects. But first he'll see the person can handle it. What's the use of giving if the person is so destroyed? Kardama Muni, he did puja, he realized Vishnu, but he said, I want to be a grihasta. Before I can renounce, I have to be a grihasta, I have to experience material happiness, and then I want to fully dedicate myself without any compromise. So for that I need a good wife who will be also Krishna, God conscious, and she should also be attractive and all the things that wives have to be. So then Vishnu, he said, okay, this is the girl, you marry Devahuti, the daughter of Manu. And I'll become your son. So all these evidence are given. How the Lord satisfies, but He does it in a particular way. With some discrimination. So, if we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, then we can develop faith for Krishna easier, because Krishna, through this chanting, He purifies our consciousness and we get realizations. There was one devotee, one friend, but would not chant Hare Krishna. But one day there was an accident. The car was pushed off the road by a truck. The car was heading straight to a big tree. Then that friend of the temple started to chant out, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. The car stopped just before the tree. So why I never chanted before? At that moment they told me so many times to chant. So after that the person started to chant, and then he started seeing how Krishna reciprocates with the devotees. So simultaneously, if we read Bhagavat Gita, study the Srimad Bhagavatam, at the same time we chant and do the Bhakti Yoga, then we get the actual realization. And that gives us very strong faith. Those who don't have faith, they can't understand why you want to chant. Why you want to do? Wait till you get old. It's not for young people. But how long does a person live? Can anyone say how long they're going to live? Is there any guarantee how long we'll live in this world? So how can we say we're going to live to be old? We don't know. So the Vedas tell us, Komaram acharet pragyo, we should start practicing from 5 years of age. Not too young, 5 years. Because if we start to practice and cultivate, then this will stay with us our whole life. Maybe it will not fructify or become fully realized until we're old. Maybe someone will realize earlier. But if the practice is there, then it will grow and grow. Just like if you have a plant, you want to plant a mango tree, it takes a few years before the fruit comes. You have to plant the seed, you have to water it, you have to take care. Like that, devotional bhakti is called a seed. Bhakti lota bij. Seed of the bhakti tree is planted by the Guru in the heart, and the tree will grow and grow, and we have to go on watering. Then the fruit and flowers come later. If we want first the fruit before the tree, how is it possible? We'll get the fruit automatically if we water the tree. So that's why we need to start to practice now. Atata Brahma Jigyasa. We have to inquire now. We have to proceed now. Then, depending on how carefully we take care of our tree, how good a gardener we are, we may get the fruit very quickly or we may get it a little later. But the tree will be growing. If we say put it off till later, at the last moment of life, we want to plant the tree, quick, give me the fruit, I'm going to die tomorrow. Will it work? Of course, even if at the end of life somebody fully surrenders to Krishna, he can get deliverance. Parikshit Maharaj was given 7 days to live. He was cursed to die in 7 days. So he asked all the rishis, all the munis, all the great sages, how can I get liberation? 7 days I have. But they couldn't come to a decision. The Jnana yogis, how Jnana takes birth. Bahunam janmanam ante Jnanavang mang prapadyante. Many births before you get mukti by Jnana yoga. 7 days, what you'll do? The Hatha yogis and Astanga yogis, just to learn the asanas, you have to take more than a month or 5 or year course. What to speak 7 days? Not enough time. What to speak of pranayam and then samadhi, dhyan. This takes time. Buddha Dev meditated 6 years, and that's like a world record to achieve some realization. Non-stop, 6 years. And hardly anyone gets that far. It takes usually much. And he didn't also realize Brahman, he realized Nirvana. It's a lower level. So, the yogis, they couldn't guarantee him 7 days. The Karma Kandi says no hope. They don't even have the scope to give liberation. So Sukadev Goswami came. He was asked the same question, how can a person about to die achieve perfection, and what is good for all people in the world? I want to give instruction for everyone who's going to die in the future. These instructions are only for people who are going to die. Any of you who are never going to die, leave this body, this instruction may not apply to you. Sometimes you say the reverse thing, it makes the point stronger. All of us are going to have to leave this body, so it's applicable to all of us. So Sukadev Goswami told him that 7 days is a long time. Khatvanga Maharaj achieved perfection in 1 moment, in 1 muhurtam. You have 7 days, what's the problem? Simply you have to hear and remember the names and pastimes and qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan Shri Krishna, and His different expansions, Vishnu, Narayana. Then you'll achieve all the perfections. And so for 7 days, they discussed the bhaktas of the Lord, the pastimes of the Lord, the instructions of the Lord, the nature of the Lord. And Parikshit achieved liberation, Sukadev Goswami achieved liberation. But why did Parikshit Maharaj agree to take that instruction? From his very child, he was born grandson of Arjuna. Who is a greater bhakta than Arjuna? The friend of Krishna who received the Bhagavat Gita that we're reading today. Parikshit was in a family of great devotees. He saw Krishna in the womb of his mother. When Aswatthama tried to kill Parikshit with the Brahmastra, his body was burned and Krishna gave him a new body. And he could see Krishna in the womb. That's why he got the name Parikshit. Pariksha means to test. Because he saw Krishna in the womb, he would see every person. Is this the same Krishna? No, not the same. Everyone he would be testing to try to see Krishna again. Once you see Krishna, you want to see him again. So he got the name Parikshit because he's always doing pariksha or testing, examining every person, looking for Krishna. So it was natural for him to take shelter of Krishna at the end of life. If we cultivate our own spiritual consciousness, chant Hare Krishna, associate with the devotees, then at the end of life we'll also be able to take shelter of Krishna. Otherwise, one of our devotees, they went to see the mother who was dying in the hospital. And the devotee requested, "Mother, the doctor says you are going to die. Please chant Hare Krishna." No, I like to, but I can't. I'm feeling very weak. It's difficult for me to speak. I can't say what you're speaking. That word is difficult for me. And go, I'm sorry. Finish. So many words he said. Even he said, "I can't say Hare Krishna." She would have been liberated. I said, no, because they don't have the culture. They don't have the habit. We had to develop the habit. In the Bhagavat Gita, Krishna explains. Little ahead here, in the 12th chapter. Then follow the regulated principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me. So here Krishna is saying, Abhyas yogena tato, by the practice of devotional service. We practice, by that we develop a desire to go back to Krishna. So by this practice, one will develop faith. By practicing, by hearing, by associating, the faith will grow. We have to develop that determination to serve the Lord with our life. Then we are actually become free from the karmas. So this verse that we read, the first verse today, verse in chapter 9, was those who are not faithful in this devotional service cannot attain me, O conqueror of enemies. Therefore they return to the path of birth and death in this material world. So that should be of concern to us, how to develop faith. If I don't have faith, I have to come back to this world of birth and death. So how do I develop faith? That's the thing that we need to know. So that's the recommendation. You associate with those who are faithful. You want to have faith, you develop faith by associating with people who are faithful. If you associate with people who have no faith, why are you doing that? There's no need for all this. And they go on, so how will you be able to develop faith? They don't know. They're just speaking out of their negative attitude. If you want to develop faith, you have to associate with someone. Krishna is saying here how to have faith. You associate with bhaktas, satsanga, asatsanga tyaga, vaishnavacha. We have to avoid intimately discussing these matters with people who are not faithful. If I want to know something confidential about someone, I'll go to a friend or some intimate person. If we want to know about Krishna, we go to his bhaktas and we find out from them. When Lord Chaitanya first manifested the bhakti, when he got Diksha, he started to cry for Krishna. he started to chant always Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. He was feeling so much ecstasy, he's chanting, he's dancing, he's crying. But what all the old people that knew him, all the other scholars, he was a big pandit, he had a big toll, so many students. So the other brahmanas, they were saying, what's gone wrong with Nimai Pandit? That was the name of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Dev was called Nimai Pandit at first. So what happened to him? Now he's gone a little bit funny. Some Bayu Dosh. Air is misplaced. He's laughing, he's crying. What's gone wrong? They told the mother Sachi, you better tie your son up in the house. He's going with those devotees chanting Hare Krishna. Laughing and crying and fainting on the ground. He's got disturbed airs, Bayu Dosh. The one said, yes, you should feed him tender coconut, cool down his brain. Another one said, no, what is tender coconut? It's not strong enough. Give some Vishnu Toilam on the head. This will cool him down. Don't let him go out until he's cured of this. People go to him, what are you doing? Something gone wrong with you? So finally he went to the Srivas Thakur, one great Vaishnava. He bowed down and said, Srivas Thakur, ever since I took Diksha, now I become a changed person. When I chant, I feel so much happiness. Sometimes tears are coming in my eyes. Sometimes my hairs are standing on end. So I'm feeling so much happy. Sometimes the laughter is just coming. The people are telling me that I've gone crazy, that I got some disease. So I want to ask you, is this a disease I'm suffering? So Srivas Thakur thought and he said, yes, you have got a disease. And Lord Chaitanya became very grave. Srivas Thakur said, you have got a disease. And I want that disease also. You have got the disease of love of Krishna. Krishna Prema. Then Lord Chaitanya was feeling a lot of relief. He said, Srivas Pandit, I respect you as a very venerable Vaishnava who knows Bhakti Tattva. When people told me I was got Bayu Dosh and sick, said, if this was true, I'm just suffering some disease, or I'll just take my life in the Ganges. What's the use of living? The highest happiness I ever experienced, if it's a disease, if I'm mad, then what's the use of living? So you reassured me, you actually saved my life. Then Srivas Thakur told him, listen, the love of Krishna that you have, even Brahma and Shiva want that. But they don't always get. So don't mind what other people say. You can ignore it. But just to facilitate you, the devotees would like to chant Hare Krishna with you. You can come to my house. I have a garden. You can chant together with the devotees. We won't let the other people in if they're going to criticize or cause disturbance. So in this way, the Sankirtan started with Lord Chaitanya chanting with all the bhaktas. Then later, Lord Chaitanya, when everyone became very confident, they went out and to the street and told everyone to chant and be happy. So we hope all of you chant and be happy and perfect your lives. Here you're solving your economic problems, working in the Gulf. I don't know if this is still the Gulf or anyway, Oman. But simultaneously solve your spiritual problem of birth and death, old age, disease, and achieve at the same time pure love of Krishna and perfection of life. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Any question? Yes? Atma Maya means the Yoga Maya. Krishna has got different Shaktis. In the Upanishads it explains, Parasha Shaktir Vividaiva Sruyate. That the Supreme Lord has got different energies. Shaktis mean energy. He has got material energy. He has got the spiritual energy. So Krishna comes down in this material world out of his spiritual energy. We come in this material world because of karma, because we are bound to the material energy, which is another level of energy. We are born in a particular family, particular mother and father because of our karmas. But when Krishna comes down, he comes on his own free will. So he's saying, I sambhavami atmamaya, I'm coming in this material world on my own strength. I don't need to come by because of karma or something. I'm coming out of my own strength. This is my own personal Shakti. Using Yogamaya, he appears in the material world and he is visible to the people, but he is not bound by the laws of karma. Just like if the head of state wants to go and see the prisoners in the prison house, he can phone up the prison house and say, I'm coming to visit your prison. He goes and checks it out and he leaves. He's not bound by the laws of the prison. He's not a prisoner. In fact, head of state sometimes releases prisoners. Alright, today is centennial of the nation or independence, okay. All the minor prisoners are freed. It happens. So Krishna, he comes down to give you all freedom. Hare Krishna. Don't think Krishna is one of the prisoners like us. Any other question? You see, in a court, there's always different lawyers. Now, say one lawyer says, I'm right, the other one's wrong. So the judge is going to say, why are you right? The one lawyer is saying, well, I'm right because previously the Supreme Court has judged like this, High Court like this. This is the precedent, this is the law, this is the reason why. And the other lawyer said, well, that's all right, but I'm right because I'm right. I feel I'm right. I have a gut feeling. In my heart I feel it. So who will the judge give the award to? The one who just says, I'm right because I'm very handsome and good looking and you should agree with what I say, or the person who's giving all the evidences and obviously the one who gives all the backup, the authority. So our Vedic culture is based on Veda Pramana. Everything should be backed by Vedas. So that's why we're quoting Bhagavat Gita, we're quoting. You can decide, everyone has to decide themselves. We're not saying that, believe that this one is right or that. We're saying, well, this is what Krishna has said, this is what Vedas are saying, this is the conclusion. Always, Vedic culture has been very open-minded. Two Pandits would get together, discuss who had a better idea, the other would accept him as Guru. Nowhere in the world do we find it. We find such open-minded history. With the idea is always to find a more clear, better understanding of the Vedas. Because the Vedas are so vast. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he also met so many people. And whether South India, whether Western India, whether Tukaram, or whether in Sri Rangam, or whether wherever it was, he met people. And he convinced them according to the Shastra, according to the logic, based on the Shastra, that what is according to personal realization. Based on the Shastra, that what is why this is a better path. Spiritual life in the way it develops in the world is progressive. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed that in the Vedas, for this age, it's recommended Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Namaiva Kevalam, Kalova Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gachanyatha. The Brihad Naradiya Prana is saying, chant the holy name of Hari, chant the holy name of Hari, chant the holy name of Hari. There's no other alternative. Nasteva, nasteva. So no other, no other, no other. Not, why 3 times nasteva? Not karma, not jnana, not yoga. Only through the process of Harinam, through this process of bhakti, chanting the holy names. Kalo Katiranyatha. In this age of Kali, how you'll do the perfect karmas? Who can do work perfectly? Little mistake. In Vedas it showed one Ranti Dev, not Ranti, Mriga Maharaj. He was giving 100 cows to every Brahmin. While he's giving 100 cows, one cow ran back from one Brahmin to the other Brahmin. And ran back into he had 1,000,000 cows there. He's giving to 100 cow every Brahmin. So he gives 100 cows, but one cow, unseen to him, ran back into the main bulk of cows. He gave out the same cow twice. So the one Brahmin cow, I got 99 cows. Hey, that Brahmin's got my cow. They went to this Mriga Maharaj. You gave me 99 cows. You gave 100, took one back. You gave to him, I want it. The Mriga Maharaj, he said, look I gave it by accident, and for that one cow, I give you 1,000 cows. So no, a prestige matter. I did first, you give it to me. He went to the other Brahmin, I give you 1,000 cows for this one cow. Let me give it to him. I gave it to him for what? You gave to me, I won't give it up. Doesn't matter, you give me 1,000,000 cows. It's mine. You gave it. I won't give it up. So he got caught. And both Brahmins, finally they cursed him. What did you do? Gave me a cow, so already gave it to someone else. You become a lizard. So he's doing so much punya, giving all the Brahmins 100 cows. What he gets cursed to become a lizard. So Krishna was going in the field when he was with Sandipani Muni Ashram in Ujjain. In Madhya Pradesh, I believe. In the Madhya Pradesh, Ujjain. Then he found that king as a lizard in one kua, one open well. So he liberated him and brought him back. And then the king said that I was trying to achieve perfection by doing good works. But little error and I became a lizard. Now I'm finished with trying to do good work. I don't want to be a do-gooder anymore. I want to be your servant. Because you are the only one who protects the devotee. My good works will never protect me. Now I firmly believe that. Please accept me as your devotee. So not karma, not jnana, not yoga, but chanting the holy name. Now, if I said, okay, this is my opinion, chanting Hare Krishna is the best. So who am I? What authority am I? It's not a question that everybody says that theirs is the best. What do the Vedas say? We're not saying that what we say is the best. We're saying that the Vedas are saying this is the best way. This is the authorized way for this age. The other groups, if they don't accept, they're still following some old system. They haven't come up to date yet. Let them answer why the Vedas are saying chant the holy name, chant the holy name, chant the... We're not saying. We're saying only because Vedas are saying. And we are doing and we are getting the result. It works. But if someone has other faith, we don't disturb them. Let them do what they like. Vedas have that broad-minded. Someone can do karma, can do jnana, can do yoga. We don't mind. We are just offering that Vedas say this is the recommended way, this is the best way for this age. This is the way guaranteeing success. You do it and see. People in the Western countries, Americans, Europeans, Africans, they are doing and they are getting their result. What to speak of someone born as a Hindu, born as an Indian, with already the culture and the blood. What is the difficulty for them to practice? Chanting Hare Krishna for them is like easy as eating rasgullas. It's very difficult for people. They can't even... I preach in America and they cannot pronounce the Sanskrit also. You go in the Chinese areas, they try to chant Hare Krishna, they don't know how to pronounce Ra. They say Law. They say Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Lama, Hare Lama, Lama Lama, Hare Hare. But because Krishna is a person, even if your baby doesn't say, your name perfectly, it says Pita, Mama, Ma, you still love it because the baby is recognizing you, it's your child. So even though someone is chanting Hare Rama instead of Hare Rama, Krishna still accepts their bhakti. That's the wonderful thing. But if someone already has the ability, they can chant very easily, they can do all the things. One of our sannyasis went to China, and he was there, and he told them that I don't eat any meat, fish, or eggs. No, you see, we're vegetarian. We don't eat meat, fish, or eggs. So then they came with a cake. He said, here's a cake for you. So what does it, I have some dietary restriction. No problem. There's no meat, fish, or egg. No animal, no fish, no eggs. So he's going to eat it. Well, could you tell me, what does it have in it? No, there's a cockroach, a grasshopper, flies. I'm feeling a little bit squeamish today. Because their eating habit is different, no? So they don't meat, fish, or egg. Only grasshoppers and cockroaches, worms. So they had to go through a lot of austerities to adapt their eating habit and adapt their lifestyle a little bit to accommodate devotional service, which is not so difficult for people from India. But they're doing, and they're getting so much bliss. What to speak of someone from India? So we're not saying this is the only way. We're saying the Vedas are saying this is the recommended way in this age. The Vedas are saying it's the only way. Now, if the Shastra says nasteva, 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 you cannot fault us on that. If we just say we're the only way, you can say it, but we're not saying. We're saying the Vedas are saying that this is the only way where you're guaranteed success. You can do other ways, but you will not reach it. Just like you can go from here to New York by swimming, but you may not reach it. The river, ocean is there to swim, through Suez Canal or something. Somebody crossed the Pacific Ocean by rowboat. They did it. But it's not very easy. Someone may also get by one of the previous processes. One out of billions of, they might, who knows. But Vedas say, you're not guaranteed. But if you chant Harinam in this age, you're guaranteed success. If you fly by jet, you can be guaranteed of course, in the material world, it's a crude example, you may get an accident, but say no accident, you're guaranteed to be there in 20 hours or 16 hours. But if someone goes to cross the Pacific by balloon or by boat, by rowboat, if they make it, it's a miracle. Nobody makes it. If they do it, one person did so far. And he's not recommending anyone else try it. They said, what have you proved by crossing the ocean by rowboat? He said, I didn't prove anything. I didn't learn anything. Only thing is I did it. But we don't know that with our life, is it worth, it's one thing but with our life, we don't want to take such a risk. The Vedas are saying, chant the holy name, chant the holy name. It says so many places that with chanting the Krishna Nam is the easiest way to achieve the perfection in this age. It's the recommended way. If you want to do another way, you may not reach it in one life. 99% you won't reach. And here 100% you're guaranteed to reach. So which way you'll take? 100% guarantee, or even if you don't fully able to do, you're guaranteed to continue on in the next. And the other one, you're practically guaranteed not to achieve. If you achieve, it's a very rare fluke. By yoga, by jnana, in this age. So we're just trying to be very practical. We respect. If someone's doing yoga, we respect. If someone's doing jnana, we respect. They're also part of Vedic culture. But how far they'll be successful? According to Vedas, they won't be able to achieve quick success, especially in this age. What's the question? Krishna in Bhagavat Gita says, Yoga Kshemam Bahamyaham. That I protect what you have and I give what you lack. He also told Arjuna said, what if I do it, I don't finish, I have left some of my material comforts, at the same time, I won't have achieved the perfection, so I'll be something like a cloud being torn apart by the wind, neither no standing in material light, no standing in spiritual life. He had also this fear. Then Krishna told him, for someone who does good work, someone who's doing something good, there's never a bad result. Krishna said that in case you don't finish your devotional service in this lifetime and go back to Godhead, then your next birth, you'll take birth in Swarga. You'll enjoy there for tens of thousands of years and all kinds of material opulence and pleasures. Then you'll take birth again in a material world, and this planet, or one of this kind of planet, that's a human. Either in a family of yogis, brahmanas, or rich people. Rich mercantile people. So you won't have anything to worry about. Or you'll already be born in a family of yogis, so you can easily continue your spiritual process. So there's nothing to worry about. There are some cases where a person is trying to practice devotional service, but what they're doing is keeping the foot in two boats at the same time in the middle of the river. They're not fully depending on Krishna. They're putting a little bit of a show for depending on Krishna, but at the same time they want to still have all the material perspectives of life. So they're trying to keep the both things going at the same time. We have to change our vision. Spiritual life doesn't mean you have to take sannyas, doesn't mean you have to give up grihas, but it means you have to give up your idea that this material world is a place to be happy by sense gratification. We come to the conclusion that real happiness comes from spiritual development. And this material life, we do it, but this not, the happiness may come, the sadness may come, but this is not the goal of my life. But if we think that let me do bhakti, and by bhakti I'll get also a lot of material happiness. So what we're trying to do is keep the feet in two boats at the same time, and they're going apart. So sometimes Krishna, He give us a little encouragement to get on the right boat. And after that, then He again gives the material facility. Just like Bali Maharaj. He was a bhakta, but he was misusing bhakti for enjoying a material kingdom. Because his guru was not proper. He had Shukra Acharya was giving little materialistic instruction. So when Vamana Dev came, he temporarily took everything away for about a few hours. But then he gave him a new kingdom, a new planet, and he personally stayed there and protected him, that no one will attack you. So he was better off than before, because before, always the devas are trying to regroup and kick him out of Swarg. So it was not a secure position. But where Bali Maharaj is today is very secure position. And he is most happy because materially and spiritually. So sometimes like that, now when Bali Maharaj's wife, she came and said, actually you gave a blessing to my husband, you took away his material thing. This is your special mercy, because he was too proud, he had too much ego. He thought this was his, he didn't realize everything is yours. So what can he give up? He gave you charity, 3 steps of land, what is his to give? You own everything. But then Krishna told her, don't think that this is my special mercy. That my real mercy is when someone has got all the opulence, all the material facility, but doesn't think that this is his. He thinks he's not intoxicated by that. He takes it, this is all the mercy of the Lord. When the person has all the opulence but is not affected by that, that's to be known as my mercy, special mercy. So people take the proper attitude. They don't need to give up. They don't need to lose anything. There may be some case where someone historically had lost because of not actually practicing properly. That's why you need a proper guru. You need to do yukta vairagya. That means we need to engage what we have in Krishna's service in a proper way. Krishna never take away. Why he'll take away from us? And even if temporarily, historically, somebody lost something, Krishna gave them back after a little training. Much better than what they had. So but with these kind of people, you cannot reason so easily because these are excuses. They're not real rational understanding. Where in the scripture does it say, you surrender to God, you'll lose everything? Krishna says, Jayapataka mang prapadyante tang sataiva bhajamyaham. As you surrender to me, I reciprocate. If you give yourself to Krishna, Krishna will give himself to you. Viprasudama, he went to Krishna, he couldn't ask Krishna for anything. He just was so happy to see his old friend. When he went back to his house, Krishna gave him a whole palace. Gave him everything. Because he knew that his wife wanted it, so okay, give him. But Krishna didn't want to say anything because he thought my devotee is giving me bhakti, which is so much more valuable. My devotee's friendship is more valuable. What is a palace? What is money? What is this material world? It's nothing. They're giving me love. In this world, who gives anybody love, right? All the big people are always worried, do they love me or my money? They hear someone giving Krishna bhakti. Krishna is so pleased to give him anything. But Krishna is so grateful, he feels embarrassed that what is this material thing in exchange for the devotee's love? The devotee's love is worth so much more. So Krishna didn't even mention to Sudama Vipra that I'm giving you all these things. Because he felt embarrassed. I'm giving some lowly material things and he's giving me bhakti. If you give Krishna bhakti, the Bhagavatam says that akamo sarva kamo va moksha kamo darditi braina bhakti jogena jiteta purusham param. If you have no desire, if you have all desire, or you desire liberation, you get whatever you want simply by offering pure devotion to the Lord. So people are never the loser by giving to Krishna. This is some rumor started by people who have not understood the deep significance of the teachings. So should we go on, and now it's time for prasad? More questions? Okay. Yes, sir. No, Krishna is describing his vibhutis, comparing different things in the material world to himself. So we get an idea, everything great, everything wonderful, everything superlative in the world is a part of the manifestation of Krishna. Arjuna asked him, Divya hyatma vibhutaya vyaktum arhasi aseshena divya hyatma vibhutaya. Please tell me in detail of your divine opulences by which you pervade all these worlds. What are your vibhutis? So Krishna said, I can tell you, but I'm unlimited. I'm the super soul situated in everyone's heart, in the beginning, middle, and end. Then he goes and says, of the Adityas I am Vishnu, I am lights, I am radiant sun. Of Maruts I am Marichi, among the stars I am the moon. Of the Vedas I am Samaved, of demigods I am Indra, king of Hendra, of heaven. Of the Rudras I am Lord Shiva, of the mountains I am Meru, of the bodies of water I am the ocean. Then he says here, Yagyanam Japa Jagyosmi. I am the chanting of the holy names, Japa. So here he's saying of all yagyas, of all sacrifices, I am the sacrifice of chanting the holy names. So there are so many, there's fire yagya, there's jnana yagya, there's so many yagyas. But Krishna is saying of all yagyas, I am Japosmi. I am the chanting of the holy names. So I am vibrations, I am the Omkar. I'm cows, I am the Surabhi. The rivers, I am the Ganges. Of all sciences, I am the science of the self. Among women, I am fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. He says, of poetry, Chandasam aham Gayatri Chandasam aham. Of all the poetry, I am the Gayatri. So here he is saying that Gayatri is the best poetry. He doesn't say Gayatri is the best yajna. He said Japa is the best yajna. He said Gayatri is the best poetry. Chandasam. So Gayatri can help us in our spiritual advancement. But to chant Gayatri, there's some prerequisite. You should take a Diksha. You should be clean, face in a certain direction, do your achaman, do certain things. To do Gayatri properly, there are certain prerequisites. But in order to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, there's no hard and fast rules. Nam nama kari bahuda nija sarva shakti startarpita niyamita smaranena kala niyama. There's no strict rules. So for everybody, chanting the holy name is recommended. And those who chant Hare Krishna, we also give Gayatri. We are also giving Pancharatri Gayatri. If one takes Harinam Diksha, then after 1 year, if they want, they can take Gayatri. But to take Gayatri is also to take the Brahminical or the Dvija initiation, brings certain additional responsibility. You become more responsible for your karmas. At the same time, you can advance also faster. So chanting Gayatri brings with it various implications. So for universal purpose, the chanting is the best. And for some additional boost, Gayatri is helpful. But I think the words of the Gita are fairly clear. Jagyanam Japa Jagyosmi. Of all sacrifices, I am Japa of the holy names. And of all poetry, I am the Gayatri. Gayatri is Krishna also. But to chant Gayatri, we have to have a clear mind. We have to chant silently requires a clear mind, isn't it? So how we'll get a clear mind? That's how we chant Hare Krishna. Then you get a clear mind. Then you can also chant Gayatri. So we are doing Trisandhya. We had the Upanayanam and we also received the Gayatri mantra. We chant every day, Trisandhya Gayatri mantra. we give out this Pancharatric Gayatri, Kam Bij, Krishna mantra, Chaitanya Bij, Chaitanya mantra, but Guru Bij, Guru mantra, and Savitri Gayatri. To do that though, some preparation is needed. Just everyone cannot chant Gayatri. They won't give the concentration. There won't be any use then. And you cannot chant Gayatri every time and place. But Hare Krishna you can chant. One of our doctors, he has to go and see the patients. So while he's seeing the patients, walking in the hall, he's meditating, chanting Hare Krishna in between patients. One director and a production of a factory in South India, while he supervises the workers are working, he's got in his pocket, he's got his counter. Sometimes you see the workers see the counter, he's using one of the clicker counters. They say, what are you doing? He said, look I'm counting everything you're doing. Actually, he's counting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. He has to be there, see people are working. He can just as well chant Hare Krishna. So we're saying that whatever spare time you use it for remembering Krishna, and give some time in a day, 5 or 10% maximum, to chanting with full concentration. And rest of the time, as much as possible, you chant every available moment, or you hear the bhajans. You have a tape now, Walkman, car radio, car tape. You go on listening. And then you can also do Trisandhya Gayatri, no problem. The Gayatri is not to be chanted all the time. Is that alright? Yes. Om. Om is the original sound. It's a transcendental vibration. With the Omkara, the whole creation of the material world commences. The Om is comprised of 3 letters, A, U and Ma. Aum. And the 1 letter means the absolute truth. The next letter means the energy of the absolute truth. And the 3rd letter means the Jiva, the individual souls. So even in the Om, there's also Krishna realization for those who go deep into it. But the Om is also chanted before every Vedic mantra. And sometimes people say only those who are initiated can chant Omkar. They say put some rules and regulations. But in chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, there are no such strict rules and regulations. Also, Om, generally speaking, is used as like when you want to dial Oma and you have to dial code. What's the code here? 093 or something? 0968. So when you want to address to the Param Brahma, you just say Om. Immediately he's there listening, yes? Then you say the mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. I'm offering you Bhagavan Vasudeva, son of Vasudeva, my namaskar. So all Vedic mantra is Om. That means I get a dialing code. Okay, now immediately Krishna is there. But for the bhaktas, there's different names. So, names which contain the guna, rupa, lila, of the Lord. These different type of names are more relished by the devotees. Because also Om generally doesn't distinguish which form of the Lord. Om means the Lord, it means also the absolute. For the devotee, it means Krishna and Radha and the energy, the jiva. But for the ordinary people, Om can also mean the Brahman, can mean Paramatma. It means the Param Brahma. So Om can mean various things to various people. But when we say Krishna, it's very clear what we mean. There was one rishi, he was praying Ishvara. So the three Ishvaras came, Brahma, Shiva and Mahesh, and Vishnu. Yes, what do you want? Because he didn't distinguish, he didn't know which was the supreme. So then if he had said Parameshvara, then for each age. So in the Kali Santarana Upanishad, it recommends for the age of Kali that we chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra that says Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Iti Sodasakam Nam Nam, Kali Kalmashanashanam. Many people might know a little Hindi or Sanskrit, so it's very simple Sanskrit. Iti Sodasakam Nam Nam. These 16 names, Kali Kalmasha Nashanam. Kali Kalmash means the contamination of Kali Nashanam is destroyed by these 16 names. Nata Parata Upaya. There's no better alternative. Natata Upaya. There's no better alternative. Sarva Vedesha Dishyate, to be seen in the whole Vedas. If the Upanishad says there's no better alternative, you can look for a better alternative, but you won't find. Vyasdev is already saying there's no better alternative. But if you don't want to chant Hare Krishna, chant Omkar. It's alright. But if you chant Hare Krishna, this is recommended for this age. And we find that you can chant it to different tunes. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And it attracts people. Even people from other culture, they like to hear the chanting. But it's very difficult to chant Om, 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 Om. It doesn't. Om is a different vibration. Om is meant for a deeper kind of meditation. It has its own purpose. And Om is also transcendental vibration. It is also Param Brahma. It is one of the names of Krishna. But for regular chanting, it's not recommended in this age as a source of meditation. It may have been recommended in other ages, but Om is also the main vibration of the Vedas. That is the significance of absolute truth. So we worship Om. But for our personal meditation, we follow the prescription and we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And when we do some Savitri Gayatri, then we begin Om Bhur Bhuva, so on. So we use Om in all our mantras. I don't know if this was the answer you're looking for. Hare Krishna. Yes. For Krishna, for absolute truth. But Krishna's name and Krishna is not different. So you don't need a dialing code for Krishna's name. If you want to make a message, just like we say Om Adhyo. We start like that. Om Adhyo. Today, Annaprasana Vinayogha Karishyami. Like that we say, okay, today I'm going to do Annaprasana for some yagya, some sankalpa. We'll do Adhyo, Om, then we'll go Om Tat Vishnu Paramang. Like, so, for some, there we're saying that I'm going to do this sankalpa today to do some sanskara. So then we'll say Om Tat Vishnu Paramam Padam. We'll say, oh, now then we're offering this to Vishnu. Or we can also say Om Tat Sat, that whatever we are about to do, or whatever we've done, this is all offered to the Supreme as an offering to Him. Hare. Hare is a form of addressing the energy of Hari. Hara is the energy of the Lord. And that, I don't know what they call in Sanskrit, but it's a form of addressing the energy of the Lord. And that's Hare. So Hare Krishna, O Krishna, O energy of Krishna. Hare Rama, O the energy of Rama. So that means Radha, or the energy of Krishna. You may consider Radha or Sitaram or Radha and Krishna. Energy of Rama, energy of Krishna. Yes. Because we should chant mantra that is prescribed. Radharani is very compassionate, just like the ladies are very compassionate, soft-hearted, gentle. So like the Radharani is the personification of mercy, kindness. So if we call to her name first, so that gives us, Krishna is also pleased we're calling her name first. She is also very kind to bless us. That we're asking her for blessing to serve Krishna. So we say Hare Krishna. Yes, energy. God is God. He doesn't become God. He always was God. He always will be God. He is God now. He always will be the Supreme Personality of God. We are the part of the Lord. So one drop of the ocean cannot become the whole ocean. Even if you put a drop of water, one drop of rain falls in the ocean, it doesn't become the whole ocean. It just mixes in the other ocean water. So we are one molecule of water. We don't become the whole ocean. We just remain one molecule of water. So we can never become God. So the idea that we become God is also a kind of illusion in its own sense. We are one in equality with God, but the quantity we can never be the same. So in this way, Lord Chaitanya, he taught that we are simultaneously one and different with the Lord. We are the same in quality. Satchidananda. Lord is Satchidananda. But quantity, we are Anu. And Lord is Vibhu. He is great. We are minute. Any Maharajis have a question? We cannot realize God with the material senses. Just like Arjuna, he wanted to see the Virat Rupa or wanted to see the Chaturbhus or the Dvibhus Rupa. He had to be given divine vision by Krishna. So by material senses we will not be able to realize Krishna. But by serving the Lord, by engaging in His devotional service, He reveals Himself to His devotee. As you reveal your mind to Krishna, as you give your energy to Krishna, as you take shelter of Krishna, then He reciprocates with you. He reveals Himself to you. He protects you. He takes a personal interest in your life. You're working for His interest. He works for your interest. So who gets the better deal? You give yourself to Krishna. Krishna gives Himself to you. Generally we turn in an old car. To get a new car we have to pay the full price. You're giving this lowly, insignificant human body in service of Krishna. And in exchange He's giving His transcendental self. What a wonderful exchange. It's unheard of. So, someone asked a question like this, how we can see God? God is so great. We're so significant. And Prabhupada said, if the Lord wants to come and see you, who will stop Him? If head of state wants to come and see you, who's going to stop him? the Queen of England wants to go and see somebody, who will stop her? So if Krishna and Radha are so pleased with you, you are doing such nice service, they'll come and reveal themselves to you, they want to see you. So we should put ourselves in such a position that by serving the Lord, and it's even more dear if you serve His devotee. He's very grateful for those who are serving His devotee, because in this world His devotee are doing His work. He says in Bhagavat Gita, 18th chapter, that of all those who explain the science of the devotion of Bhagavat Gita to my devotees, they're the most dear devotee in the world to me. So someone who serves those devotees and helps them in their mission, then Krishna also becomes very grateful and He gives even more blessings. So by Krishna's mercy, everything is possible. This is actually the process. There's no other way to know Krishna. Krishna says, Bhakta Mam Avijanati. Except for my devotees, no one else can know me. We cannot know Krishna except by bhakti. So although we have this material body, this is what we say, this is called making the best use of a bad bargain. Material body means it's going to grow old, it's going to get disease, it's going to die. Sometime we can be happy, sometime we'll have to suffer. So Krishna is simply saying you enjoy, but enjoy in this way. You have to eat prasadam. You want to have children, okay, you have children, you have family life, but do it, be married. Raise your children to be devotee as far as possible. Ultimately it's their choice, but you give them the chance to be bhaktas. You want to earn money, alright, earn money, maintain yourself, but use some of it for Krishna's work, so that the activity is purified. Do the yajna by Vishnu. Do the yajna, the sacrifice for Vishnu. Then your work becomes purified. Brahmacharis, sannyasis had to do tapasya. And the grihastis had to do yajna, dhana. Their grihastis aren't for tapa. We are for the tapa. But grihastis have different dharma. But whoever, whether some brahmachari or whether grihasti or whether banaprasti or whether sannyas, according to their dharma, they do something for Krishna. And Krishna, He promises, Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mang namaskuru mange vaisati satyang te pratijano priyoshime. You bow down to me, you think of me, you become my devotee. You offer your, bow down. Manmana bhava madbhakto. Think of me, be my devotee. Madhyaji, worship with me. Mang namaskuru, bow down to me. Offer your obeisance to me. Mange vaisasi, you will come to me. Satyam te, this is the truth. So why you doubt? Krishna is saying, you do this, you'll come to me. There's no need of doubting how it can be. That is the Krishna's mercy. He's got the power to do it. He said, you want to come to me? This is how you do it. Someone said, how do I get to Oman? You go by Gulf Air, Air India, this way, that way, you take the route. How is it possible? That's the route, you have to take it. Alright. So Krishna is giving, this is the route. You do these things, you'll come to me. Sarva dharman parityaja mamhekang saranang bhaja. Forget all the other duties, all the other dharma. You just do this one thing, you surrender to me, and I will take charge of your life. I'll save you from all the sins. I'll bring you back to me. I'll give you all liberation. Ma sucha. Don't worry. Nothing to worry about. Everything is in my hands. So you can get package, just like you can get life insurance, accident insurance, then you can get house insurance, theft insurance. You go on, 100 insurances are there. Or you can get comprehensive insurance. One package deal. So Krishna is giving comprehensive. Sarvadharman prityaja mamekang saranang bhaja. You take comprehensive, then you don't need all the others. If you don't take comprehensive, you have to take all the others. So what do you want? You decide. So let's chant for a few minutes and then any other, Few minutes we can. Yes. So they are accepting that Krishna and Vishnu is same. So then they can also chant Hare Krishna. What's the problem? But Krishna is the incarnation of Vishnu, he's saying. So that means that incarnation means the same. But I'm just saying that logic is illogical. Okay, we are saying, I'm accepting your point. We are saying Krishna is original. That's given in the Bhagavatam. Ete chang sakala pungsang vishwa Krishna stu Bhagavan swayam. That all the avatars come before or after Krishna, but they're the part and parcel of Krishna. It's not who comes on the scene first is the original. They're living in a spiritual world, Golok Vrindavan, eternally. Here is the material stage. Who comes on the stage first? That doesn't mean he's the main hero. Hero may come also in the second act. But even even if they say, okay, Vishnu is the original and Krishna is the incarnation. But then he's also not different. So when Krishna came and he spoke Gita, this is accepted by Ramanuja Acharya, accepted by Madhva, accepted by Nimbarka, by Vishnu Swami, Ballavacharya, by Shankaracharya also. Everyone is accepting Bhagavat Gita. So we're just saying follow Bhagavat Gita. Now why we say Krishna is original? Because Vedas also say he's the original. This discussion was there between Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Pandit. Many South Indian Brahmanas consider Narayan as the original. Narayan. They consider like that. You see, many Hindus consider like that. But actually, Vedas, they say sometimes that Krishna is coming as an incarnation of Vishnu. There's also a statement to that effect. Because Brahma came and prayed at the side of the ocean of milk, and Vishnu said, I'll come. So, but when Krishna is coming, so they take that to mean, so Krishna came, so that means Vishnu came. But the Vishnu is also included in Krishna, because Krishna is original. But, so that too, that statement they interpret to mean that, so Krishna is incarnation of Vishnu. But Vishnu, Krishna is all the same personality. The same Supreme Lord. In different forms. So the question only is which is the original form? Which is the most complete form? Not that there's two gods. Not that Vishnu and Krishna is that in competition. They're the same absolute Lord. There's never a fight between Vishnu and Krishna. Maybe Shiva or Brahma or Indra there may be, but not the Vishnu is the same. So only question is, who is the original form? So the original form, the most complete form, that has been decided by great sages and rishis, that is actually Krishna, because he has got more qualities than Narayan. 4+ quality, correct? You know it. You know you are telling me why. You see. But we don't want to waste, you see, we'll even, you see, these are detail in one sense. Let people, you accept Narayan or you accept Krishna, if you got to that point, there was a difficulty. We can go on chanting together, no problem. Take the prasad. You go in Kerala, you'll find that Krishna temple is there, Ananta Padmanabha temple, same, but Guruvayur is Krishna. Tirupati actually originally was two-handed. Balaji is also, Srinivasan is also Krishna. Govinda. Rasi Rangam is two-handed, it's also Krishna. But when Lord Chaitanya was at Sri Rangam for 4 months in the rainy season, he had discussion with the Brahmanas there. So they were saying that, why do you worship Krishna? You worship Narayana, he's the original form. So Lord Chaitanya said, alright, I'm accepting you saying Narayana is the original form, but then I have one question to ask you. If Narayan is the original form, and Lakshmi is his consort, so why in Vedas it says Lakshmi did tapasya to enter into Krishna Ras Leela? If she is the original, she doesn't have to do tapasya, she can walk in. Because these are very fine points. So then the Brahmanas, they don't know what to say. Then Lord Chaitanya said, second question, why Lakshmi was refused admission? Because this is very easy if you understand who is Krishna and who is Narayan. Prabhupada explained a very simple example. It's like High Court judge. High Court judge, when he's in the courtroom, everyone says, my Lord, Your Honor. When he walks in, they stand up. It's very formal. Even the person can't talk to the judge, only through the lawyers. Very strict rules and regulations are there. But when the judge is back at his house, his wife may be giving him some biscuits and child will go and sit on his lap. Even they'll be intimately relating. So Prabhupada explained that when the Supreme Lord is in his informal position, that's Krishna. There he's with the cowherd boy, Nanda Yasoda. He's playing very freely, intimately with everyone. No one thinks that he's the Supreme Lord. They just love him as he is, without any formality at all. And when he was presenting himself, the Supreme Lord of everything, that's his official form as Narayan. Then nobody can come up and, like Krishna, they're hugging, they're taking Krishna on the shoulders, or Krishna is taking his bhakta on his shoulders when they're playing as cowherd boys and they're running. Nobody can go on the shoulder of Narayan. It's very official. So because that official side also has to be there. So that for the devotees, just like when the gopis, they were looking for Krishna and they saw Krishna was there in the distance. So they said, there's Krishna, and they all came running, and then Krishna nowhere to hide. So he took his Chaturbhuj Roop and he took the four-handed form. And the gopis came and said, oh, it's not Krishna, it's Narayan. They bowed down to Narayan. Om Namo Narayanaya. Tell us, where is Krishna? The Narayan. Actually it's Krishna, but he took Narayan for, so he's pointing this way. So all the gopis going and offering namaskar and looking for Krishna, running off in the woods. But Radharani came, she has so much bhakti that Krishna couldn't keep the 4 arms, kept coming back to 2 arms. Because Radha was like, we're looking, so much tears in her eyes, so much bhakti for Krishna, that Krishna couldn't keep himself as Narayan in front of her. Kept coming 2 hands. And this way he was exposed. And the gopis found, this is Krishna. So even the devotees, they are not satisfied with Narayan, they want Krishna. Krishna bhaktas won't settle for less than Krishna, because Krishna is special, very intimate, very loving form. In a Narayana form, there's only devotion in awe and reverence and in servitude. But in Krishna, you have friendship, parental, and conjugal love. There's 5 rasas. So therefore, the great sages understood that Krishna is a more complete, it's a very confidential form. So before, this was not revealed because Krishna was coming in the planet. After Krishna left, then they revealed all the nature about Krishna. Krishna was just here 5,000 years ago. Just at the Dwapara Yuga before Kali Yuga. So it's not that it's only a recent history according to the Vedic chronologies. So before Krishna came, these things were kept a little bit hidden. Now that he has come, everything is revealed. But if somebody accepts Krishna's form of Narayana, that's alright. You know it's the same person. If you accept a high court judge in the court, you don't want to accept him in the house, at least you accept him in the court, alright. This is a detail for us. But of course it's an important detail. But we are more concerned with people who don't accept God. If they already accept either Narayana or Krishna, then we can work it out from there. But most people, they don't accept at all, you see. That's a bigger problem. So we'll just conclude with a short kirtan, and then any other questions you can come and ask. And I think you've hijacked me to stay one more day.